The one thing about President Trump is when he says things, he means it, and his. This effort is not a one-day thing. It's been going on now every night. It's been sustained, and it'll continue until they no longer have the capability to threaten not just the U.S. Navy but global shipping. At the same time, the president's been clear. Iran is going to be held responsible for any assistance they continue to provide the Houthis. The president had a post earlier this morning where he outlined that Iran is still helping the Houthis, maybe not as openly, maybe not as much as they were in the past, but they're openly helping them. But they're still helping them, and that's unacceptable, and that needs to change. So I won't get out ahead of the president other than to say I don't think I need to convince any of your listeners that when President Trump says something, he means it. Like,
well, you have been to the kingdom a couple of times. You deal with MBS and MBZ, and you deal with the Israelis. If it comes to blows, will we act in an alliance against Iran, do you think, or will we act alone?
Well, I think the president's been clear. He's prepared to do whatever it takes to prevent Iran from ever having a nuclear weapon. He's been abundantly clear. Now, he's a president that wants to promote peace. If you asked him, he would tell you he would much prefer to work this out diplomatically without a war, and that's his preference. That will always be his preference. But if you force him to choose between a nuclear Iran or taking action, the president's been clear he will take action. Whether other countries seek to join us in that endeavor or simply cheer us on, sometimes quietly from the sidelines, that's another matter. But it certainly will not determine the steps we take because we view a world with Iran having, and the Ayatollahs, these religious fanatics having nuclear weapons, that's just not acceptable.
I agree. Do we have the weaponry necessary to destroy their sites for their conducting the illegal development programs, Mr. Secretary?
Well, let me just say it on that, and that's probably a question better directed to DOD, but I'm confident enough to say that if the president makes the decision that we need to take action to prevent Iran from having a nuclear capability, we have the ability to do that and to go further and perhaps even threaten the regime. But look, again, I'm at the State Department, right? We promote peace, not war, but obviously the president's been clear that's what he prefers as well. So I always tell everybody I'd love to handle it through the State Department, but if we can't, then I have to turn these things over to Pete Hegseth over at the Department of Defense.